to Dr. Kok Bun Xiong. So for today, I'm going to present on my task 2 presentation for courses MTMS 3263 Fundamentals of Mathematics Education Research. Okay, so today I'm going to present about my research proposal. All right, let's look in deeper. Okay, this is me. My name is Asma Zulfa binti Muhammad Khairul. I'm from PISMP Mathematics SKY 2021 0623400095 is my index number. All right. So for my research proposal, the title that have been chosen is the effect of applying mastery learning strategies on students' mathematical achievement. All right. Next, okay, let's look into the table of content for today's presentation. Okay, for the first chapter, I'm going to look into the introduction part. Secondly, literature review, and the third chapter is research methodology. All right, next, we're going to look into the first chapter, that is introduction. All right, so 1.1, background of the study. Okay, traditional methods of mathematics education often prioritize covering a wide range of topics within a limited time frame, resulting in students struggling and underperforming due to a lack of focus on fundamental concepts. Okay, to address this issue, alternative instruction approaches are being explored that prioritize mastery over mere exposure. Its research examines the effectiveness of mastery learnings in mathematics education, a personalized approach that aims to deepen students' understanding of core concepts before moving on to a more advanced topic or a more harder topic than the previous one. All right, so next we're going. So the studies have shown promising results for mastery learning, indicating that it is more effective than traditional approaches. It helps students actively participate in class activities, become problem-solving expert, and also achieve success. Although there are implementation challenges, mastery learning has the potential to improve mathematics education by providing personalized instruction that enhances student achievement and conceptual understanding. That is why further research is needed to identify optimal conditions and strategies. All right. Next, let's look into 1.2, that is problem of the statement. Okay, so this study explored the impact of mastery learning strategies on mathematics comprehension, retention, and academic performance. Traditional methods in education are often ineffective for students with diverse learning needs. Mastery learning, an approach that supports personalized learning paths and mastery of concept, is emerging as a potential solution. The study finds that the study finds that mastery learning strategies significantly improve student mathematics achievement compared to traditional instructional methods, informing instructional practices and enhancing mathematics learning experiences. Next, let's look into 1.3, that is purpose of the study. This study was conducted to determine the effect of applying mastery learning on the achievement of year 3 students in the topic of basic operation of multiplication compared to students who did not use the mastery learning strategy. Okay, so research objective. What is the objective of this research? All right, there's 3 objectives here. The first one, to examine the effectiveness of mastery planning in improving year 3 student achievement in the topic of basic operation of multiplication. Secondly, to investigate the effect of using mastery learning strategies on student mathematical achievement compared to students who do not use mastery learning. Third, to explore the effect of mastery learning on student engagement, motivation, and attitudes towards mathematics. Right, next, 1.3 still, we look into the research question. Okay, so how does mastery learning enhance student achievement in mastering basic multiplication operation? Secondly, what is the impact of applying mastery learning strategies on student mathematics achievement compared to those who do not use this method? Third, what are the perception of students regarding the use of mastery learning strategies in mathematics education? All right, next, research hypothesis. Null hypothesis, there is no significant difference in mathematical learning achievement between students who receive traditional instruction and those who receive summary learning strategies. There's no significant difference. Next, alternative hypothesis. Students who receive instruction using mastery learning strategies will demonstrate a significantly higher mathematics learning achievement compared to students who those receive traditional instruction. Right. Next, 1.4 scopes and limitation of study. Okay, so we know that this study aims to analyze the impact of using mastery learning in teaching mathematics and its impact on students' achievement. Year 3 student from an urban national school in the Tuaran district will be selected for the study. The pre-test and post-test scores in basic operation of multiplication will determine the mathematics achievement. The study will include a control group of 30 students and an experimental group of 33 students focusing on the influence of mastery learning strategies in national schools, SK, Sekolah Kebangsaan. All right. 1.5 Significance of the study. A study on using mastery learning in mathematics aims to improve achievement in third-year primary students in Tuaran, benefiting both students and teachers. Right, so for student, what is the benefit that student get? That is, implementation of mastery learning methodologies in mathematics education has the potential to improve the learning outcomes for students and also reduce the mathematics anxiety in them and increase motivation and confidence in their abilities. Secondly, by personalizing pace and focusing on recovery and comprehension, students can achieve a deeper understanding of mathematical concept. Remember, deeper understanding. Third, furthermore, mastery learning accommodates diverse learning needs, ensuring all students have the opportunity to excel and narrow achievement gaps. Lastly, this study findings may contribute to efforts aimed at balancing achievement among students with varying backgrounds and skill levels. Next, what is the benefits for teachers? The research provides insight into effective teaching pedagogy for teachers. Mastery learning strategies can impact mathematical learning achievement and teachers can modify their practices accordingly. The study enhances the career development of educators by equipping them with knowledge and skills for developing productive classroom that foster student mathematical competency. All right. Operational definition 1.6. Operational definition in this part will clarify a standardized terms used in the study. As we know, the title just mentioned previously, the effect of applying mastery learning strategies on student mathematical achievement. So, operational definition that can come out from this title is that mastery learning strategies. Mastery learning strategies is a systematic teaching method that ensure students fully understand mathematical concept before progressing to the next part. All right, so it emphasizes individualized learning, continuous assessment, directed feedback, and opportunities for improvement until mastery is achieved. According to Clark 2012, mathematics learning achievement. All right, mathematics achievement refers to the competency, comprehension, skills, and problem-solving abilities of students in various mathematical disciplines. This research focuses on basic operation of multiplication. All right, 1.7, the last is summary for this chapter 1. This chapter covers the process of identifying a research problem for a study on the impact of mastery learning on mathematics achievement in Year 3 students in Tuaran District. It emphasizes the importance of understanding the education-related challenges faced by teachers and students, specifically in the area of basic operation like multiplication. Okay, so that's it for chapter 1. Now let's look into chapter 2, that is for the literature review. All right, so in this chapter, we will look into the previous study, concept, and terms related to the study that will be discussed in this part. The researcher aimed to comprehensively explain the study issues and provide a relevant past study for comparison and guidance. Right. So 2.1, Introduction to the research context. The efficiency of pedagogical approaches, particularly in teaching mathematics, is a concern for educators and administrators. Mastery learning methodologies have gained popularity as a strategy to improve student competence and understanding. This research focuses on the implementation of mastery learning in mathematics education. Mastery learning boosts student achievement in mathematics through personalized instruction, continuous assessment, and remediation for mastery. Clark 2016. Previous research by Brown and Lee 2020 found that these methods can improve mathematical comprehension and academic achievement. All right. Next, let's look into the continuation for this 2.1. That is, the study looked at student mathematical achievement, which measure their competency and comprehension in various mathematical concepts and problem-solving strategies, especially regarding multiplication. Right. Previous studies conducted by Smith and Jones 2019 pointed out the importance of mathematical achievement in determining further prospect and academic success. Therefore, it is important to explore effective treatments that can enhance student learning achievement in mathematics. All right. 2.2, research model or theory. As we all know, what is a research model? What is a theory? Learning theory or model provide frameworks for understanding how learning occurs and the factors that influence the process. These theories offer conceptual explanation for how people learn, develop skills, and adjust their behaviors over time. By understanding learning theory, educators can enhance their teaching method and promote effective learning principles. So uh, for this specifically research title, the model or theory that can be related by looking into constructivism, schema theory, and also information processing theory. Okay, let's look one by one. For constructivism, constructivism theory promotes active knowledge construction through meaningful experiences and social interaction, aligning with mastery learning. Why? Because mastery learning emphasizes students' active engagement, self-regulation, and deep understanding. It involves repeated practice, formative feedback, and scaffolding to enhance knowledge and skills. This energy enhances learning experiences and outcomes. Johnson and Johnson 2021 support this relationship, highlighting constructivity's principles role in optimizing learning for all students. All right. Second theory is schema theory. Schema theory is vital in mathematical learning, in mastery learning, as it explains how learners process information. It suggests that students create mental framework to organize new knowledge with existing understanding. Through practice and feedback, mastery learning helps students develop and refining their frameworks, leading to deeper understanding and long-term retention. By breaking down complex skills and providing practice opportunities, mastery learning aligns with schema theory, enhancing learning outcome and transfer of learning. Ausubel in 2020 supports this connection, emphasizing schema theory role in meaningful learning experiences. All right. For the third theory is information processing theory. Information processing theory explains that learning occurs through step-by-step information processing involving sensory input, encoding, storage, and retrieval. This aligns well with mastery learning, where active engagement, practice, and feedback are crucial. Mastery learning involves repeated practice and targeted feedback until a certain level of proficiency is achieved, reflecting the iterative information processing in the theory. Strategies such as breaking down tasks and providing support align with chunking and organization principles. The integration of these theories emphasizes the significance of deliberate practice and cognitive engagement for deep learning and skill acquisition. All right, now 2.3, finding of the previous study. Previous research of the effect of applying mastery strategies on mathematics achievement. So for the first studies is from Smith and Jones 2019 and Cheng and Wang 2021, where they have done a meta-analysis of 20 years of research, show that mastery learning intervention, including formative assessment, differentiated instruction, and personalized learning significantly improve mathematics performance compared to traditional methods. Mastery learning strategies have a positive impact on student mathematics achievement. Brown in 2050 also mentioned that uh, students exposed to mastery learning principle maintain mastery of mathematical concept for a long term. The study highlights the effectiveness of mastery learning for improving mathematics achievement through formative assessment, differentiated instruction, and personalized experience. All right, so the summary for this part, for this chapter examines the impact of mastery learning strategies on student mathematics achievement, exploring theoretical foundation and emphasizing active engagement, feedback, and scaffolding for deep understanding and skill acquisition. Previous research show that mastery learning intervention consistently improve student mathematics performance, formative assessment, differentiated instruction, and adaptive learning theory. Technology are effective in facilitating mastery achievement. The review provides a basis for empirical investigation and identifies gaps in knowledge. All right, now let's look into chapter 3, that is for methodology. Okay, so let's look into chapter 3, methodology. Okay. For the first part, there is 3.1 introduction. Okay, so in this methodology part, we will look into study design, research instruments, study location, pilot study, study variables, samples, data collection, and also data analysis. Okay, so 3.2 research design. Okay, this study is quantitative in nature and acquires data using research design experiments. Okay, so we can look into table point 1 and also figure 1 here, where X stands for treatment class assigned to the experimental and control groups. T1, pre-test achievement of X for both experimental and control group, and T2 for post-test achievement of experimental and control group. Okay, so here from using a random sample technique, this study included 63 respondents in total, 30 students for each group experiment and 33 students for the control group. Okay, all of whom were students from a 206 category school town. All right, next we look into sampling method 3.3. So the study focused on year 3 students in 58 primary schools in Tuaran district. However, due to the large population, sampling was necessary and probability random sampling was used to ensure the assessment of student mathematical achievement. However, it is important to note that results cannot be generalized to all schools. Only one Tuaran school is investigated in the study. The sample consisted of a number of 63 Year 3 students of the selected school in Tuaran district. Okay, next, research instrument that is being used in this study is pre and post test. Okay, why? Because pre and post test is used to evaluate the effect of mastery learning strategies on student achievements in mathematics. Okay, so students will participate in pre and post tests to measure the impact of mastery learning on their mathematics skills. The pre-test and post-test include 5 question types that cover the entire basic operation of multiplication area based on third year mathematics curriculum of assessment standard document, that is the SKP. Okay, so this study begins with a pre-test followed by intervention for both group and concludes with post-test. The researcher compares the result from both the pre-test and post-test to assess the effectiveness of mastery learning. All right, next looks into 3.5, that is conceptual framework. So here from figure 2, we can see the conceptual framework for the study, where here we can see the independent variable and here the dependent variable. So this study investigates how mastery learning is applied to student achievement. So mastery learning is considered as the independent variable for this study. Teachers and students both are the primary participants in determining the success of this learning approach. The experimental group receive mastery learning strategy, while the control group uses traditional approaches. All right, so next, the dependent variable for the study is the specific student's achievement, performance that involve learning multiplication operation. So this how to measure this, we can measure it by looking into the pre-test result and the post-test result. Researcher examines the rate of improvement in the student achievement from the pre-test to the post-test and find that mastery learning is effective in enhancing students' achievement. Next, 3.6 treatment or intervention procedure. Okay, so from figure 3 here, we can see the treatment procedure where student will receive pre-test for both control group and experimental group. The control group will go through the traditional methods, while the experimental group will go through the application of mastery learning, and then both group will go through the post-test. Okay, so this study uses an experimental research approach to investigate the impact of mastery learning strategies on student mathematical achievement. So a pretest is conducted to measure student proficiency in basic operation of multiplication in year 3. The pretest consists of 5 structured questions that is used to determine the student's initial understanding for this topic. The experimental group received the mastery learning strategy intervention, which includes differentiated learning, teaching, formative assessment, and targeted remediation. All right, this group undergoes 4 to 6 weeks of PTPC session in the classroom. Students who master the topic are given reinforcement exercises, while those who are struggle will be provided with remedial exercises. The control group only undergoes PTPC session without any intervention and just using the traditional methods approach. After the intervention, the main instrument for the study is implemented and evaluated through the post-test. Okay, so this process assess the level of understanding and effectiveness of the mastery learning strategies on student achievement. Data obtained will be analyzed using the prescribed method. All right, next, 3.7 pilot study. A pilot study will be conducted to examine the impact of using mastery learning strategies on student mathematics performance. The study will involve a carefully planned procedure to assess the feasibility and effectiveness of this intervention. Okay, so firstly, this study will be conducted in a school in Tuaran district and will include 63 year 3 students from diverse background. The sample will be divided into two groups, that is experimental group and control group. 30 students for experiment 33 students for the experimental group and 30 students for the control group. The suitability of the sample will be assessed based on their current mathematics proficiency levels to ensure balance between the groups. Before the intervention, all students will complete a pre-assessment on basic operation of multiplication to determine their individual learning needs. At the end of the intervention, both groups will take a post-assessment to measure mathematics achievement gains, allowing for direct comparison. The data will be analyzed using SPSS to compare the results between the experimental and control groups. Next, okay, 3.8 data collection procedure. Firstly, the researcher conducts a pre-test on both the experimental and control groups to initiate data collection. Secondly, the researcher then applies a mastery learning approach to teach multiplication in around 20 minutes for each lesson. After the lesson, a post-test is administered. The control group follow a similar process but with a change in the intervention phase using conventional teaching methods. Data collection occurs at different times and will be analyzed according to the research question and hypothesis. All right, next, data analysis procedure. First, both descriptive and inferential analysis will be conducted to analyze the data. Descriptive analysis will summarize the mathematics achievement scores of students in the experimental and control groups, calculating measure of central tendency and dispersion to assess average performance and variability. The relative ranking of score will also be determined to compare performance distribution. Inferential analysis will be used to test hypotheses on the effectiveness of mastery learning strategies. A paired sample t-test will be conducted to identify if there is an increase in student achievement using mastery learning. This test will compare the pre-test and post-test mean score of the experimental and control groups, determine if any observed differences are statistically significant. Next, we'll look into the last part, that is summary for this third chapter. Okay, the research approach used to solve this topic of study has been explained in this chapter. The study utilized an experimental design to compare the effectiveness of the intervention on experimental groups. Data collection involved pre and post questionnaire following a quantitative research design. Descriptive and inferential analysis were performed to analyze the data. Additionally, a pilot study was conducted to assess the instrument validity and reliability for further investigation. Right. Okay, so that's all from me. Thank you.